Welcome, horror fam, to HHN 365, a Halloween Horror Nights podcast. My name is Mike, and I'm here with my co-host, Duff.
Hey, guys.
And our producer, Nico.
Hey, howdy, hey.
You can always find us on Twitter and Instagram at HHN365, and always leave us a voicemail at 407-906-3405. On today's show, we have the final round of preliminary trivia, and then we are going to be taking an in-depth look from a beginner's perspective of the Stay and Scream aspect of Halloween Horror Nights. Before we get to that, Duff, do we have any news, rumors, anything?
We have some news on a personal subject, and that's that, unfortunately, we are postponing, is the best way to put it, Winter Blunderland, A Night for Charity. It was originally slated for February 6th, which when you're listening to this, that's already passed. It'll be now on Sunday, February 28th, starting at 7 p.m. Yes. We are also reworking a few things. So if you do want to play Quiplash, it's not going to be a $5 donation. If you just jump into any raffle, the $2 minimum, you also get first opportunity to participate in Quiplash. That will be first come, first serve, though. So you can kind of get a 2-for-1 there. Go for the raffle and play Quiplash all in one donation.
Yeah.
And they are limited spots, so make sure you get in early on that.
There are definitely limited spots. All right. Anything rumor-wise? Not really, right?
No. Just go look. Inside Universal started up their HHN 30 speculation board again. So if you want to see all the fun ins and outs of speculation season, then head over there. It's always fun read.
There was a little thing that's kind of HHN related that kind of dropped.
Hit me with that.
Did y'all see the concept art that one of the guys from Universal Creative posted of the trackless like Universal Monsters Dark Ride?
Yeah. Oh, yes, I did.
Yes, we did see
I don't know.
Yes.
You know what? That's adjacent enough. Why not?
Yeah.
Yes. Oh my God. Hopefully it still comes to fruition one day, because please.
Something along those lines. I thought that was a very cool concept. So if you don't know what we're talking about there, so basically the concept art was you would go to a drive-in. So you'd actually enter through a snack bar, and you'd go into this drive-in and you'd get your own little individual car, kind of like if you've ever been to the Sci-Fi Diner at Disney's Hollywood Studios, similar to that. So you would get in the little cars, and then something would happen and the screen would open up, and you would go through the screen, and then you would take different paths through the different Universal monsters. So we definitely saw Bride in the concept art. I believe we also saw Creature, and I think those were the only like big three that I saw, but I'm pretty sure all would probably be represented in something like that.
That would have been really cool. I worry now that we're getting leaked concept art, and that means the project is pretty much nailing it. Unfortunately, but we'll see.
Yeah, I don't think we'll ever see probably this. I mean, a good idea never dies.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I don't know if the rumored, Forbidden Journey 2.0 system, which was going to be slated to be the Universal Monsters ride, would be that. But we'll see what happens. Hopefully, we'll find out an answer this year.
It better happen. It better happen in some capacity.
Do you think they'd ever put HHN at Epic Universe if that ever happened?
No, probably not.
Not even like just for the 1 year like they did for IOA?
Yeah, I mean, no, probably not.
All right, let's hop right into our fourth and final preliminary round of our trivia. Duff, who do we got?
So, as we have been, we are bringing back last year's returning finalists. This is the last of them, of course. He is a day one friend of this channel and podcast, and we're excited to have him back. That's Erick. How's it going, Erick?
Everything's good. How about you guys?
Doing great.
Awesome.
Doing great.
Thanks again for joining us.
Always.
Joining him is he is the co-host of the Morlando and Epic Florida podcast. You can find him on Twitter at Simon and Julie, and on YouTube at Simon and Julie. How's it going, Simon?
Oh, it's going absolutely fantastic. How's it going for you guys?
Great.
Going great. Thanks for joining.
No problem at all.
What else is going on?
No, you hit everything else. I do another podcast that's for myself. Don't really promote that one that much, but it's called the Simon Says Podcast. It's just my daily life and my journey to try and become a professional dart player. So that's a thing that I've just started. Well, I've had it for a little bit longer, but I'm just starting to go into the professional dart circuit if I possibly can.
That actually sounds like something I would love.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd say big dart players, but
yeah. Well, I've got a Facebook page. It's Simon Says Podcast, and I'm usually doing a lot of live streaming. I've been practicing on there, and I'm potentially going to get some real matches on there. So that's a little thing that's going on at the moment for myself.
Definitely check that out. That sounds awesome.
It's great.
Always.
And joining them today is going to be the host of In the Queen's Throne Room podcast. You can follow that at ITKTR podcast on Twitter. And then also Queen Timothy I, and that's Queen KWEEN on Twitter and Instagram for the personal account. That's Timmy. How's it going? Thanks for joining us.
Thanks, guys. I'm so excited to be here. Thank you for having me on.
Of course, it's a pleasure. And then do you want to elaborate on anything you're working on right now?
Sure. Yeah. So as you mentioned, my podcast, In the Queen's Throne Room, it's not really super self-explanatory. So I usually like to explain a little bit more. But basically, it's kind of an all things pop culture podcast. I cover some HHN. I cover some theme parks. I cover a lot of gay shit, just all over the place. So that's what's going on. I just kind of revitalized it. So really excited to have that back and excited to be here. Very nervous though. Trivia is scary.
Also sounds right down.
That's why we're on the hosting end.
Yeah, for sure. All right. And rounding out the final four, you can find them on Twitter at Chainsaw Boy, and they are an artist open for commissions on there. Ash, how's it going, Ash?
I'm doing all right. I'm totally nervous as hell, though, because this is like the first time I've ever done something like this. Baby's second podcast, but also baby's first trivia. So I'm like, ah.
I would say it gets better, but for me, honestly, it really does not. What else are you working on?
God, I'm doing all sorts of stuff. At the moment, currently, I'm developing an icon recap series. So it's going over the lore of like various icons throughout the years and stuff like that, like episodically. And it's narrated by a fan character of mine, Mumbles, who loads of people know through the fact that I just do nothing but make them kiss Jack the Clown and have no shame doing so.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, that sounds great.
It's extremely wholesome and disgustingly soft.
That's the content I'm here for. So
lots of people are here for it.
All right. Well, I think that is everyone. Duff, do you want to give everyone a little bit of recap of how this is supposed to go?
Yeah, absolutely. So we're not changing any rules this week. It's going to be the same as it has been. Basic trivia style. They are going to use a buzzer system. First one to buzz in will get their turn. They cannot buzz in early, though. Otherwise, we will skip over them. First 1 to 5 questions correct will win in advance to the finals, and they will be working on a 10-second timer that could be extended if it's an answer that involves multiple answers.
Righty. Well, let's hop right into it.
Yeah, absolutely.
What is the topic of this week?
This week's topic, we're kind of going back a little bit. So if it's anything recent, just knock that out of your head. Don't worry about it, because it is going to be Islands of Adventure.
Ooh.
So of course, by the nature of our podcast, it's specifically HHN related to Islands of Adventure.
Islands of Adventure years.
So I do hope you brush up on your history, or were able to experience these years, because some of these could be tough. But we'll see how you guys fare with them. Because we've thought stuff was tough in the past, and people like, I don't know, Alex made us realize they weren't.
Or we thought things were really easy and they were hard. So it's really hard to predict.
All right. So
Alex was right to Horror Nights Wiki.
Yeah, it's almost unfair, but I mean, it's his thing. So maybe he'll just win this every year from here on out.
Yeah, he just might.
He'll host it.
Yeah, when do you start doing that, actually?
We could just have him write all these questions.
Right?
We could just
make our life easy. All right, let's hop right into the trivia then. I believe everyone's buzzers have been tested and are working. Correct, Mike?
Yep, correct.
All right, awesome. So the first question to kick off the final match of our first round of trivia this year. Which house location in Marvel Superhero Island was built specifically for HHN?
Timmy, you're in first.
Is it the Carnage Warehouse?
That is correct.
All right, Timmy, you're on the board with 1.
Oh my God! Wow.
How's a quick start?
Yeah.
All right, moving right on. And speaking of the Carnage Warehouse, this of course hosted Maximum Carnage. Can you name the other 2 houses it has been home to? A couple seconds if you want to take a crack at it. Do we have any buzzes, Mike?
Timmy got in there.
Okay.
Okay, I know one is Disorientorium, and I think the other was. It's probably wrong. I know it was like a Terror Dogs. It was like the bar. I forget what it was.
It's incorrect.
Erick is buzzed in right behind him.
I pass. I have to pass. I don't remember.
No problem. Do we have any other buzzes, Mike?
Not yet.
All right, so we're going to call it there. Timmy, you were so close. I went to you. It was Disorientorium at HHN 14. HHN 15, it was that bar, but it's called Demon Cantina.
Darn.
So close. All right, so we're going to keep moving right along then. Our third question. Seuss Backlot has been used twice for HHN. Can you name the one scare zone that appeared there?
Erick, you're in first.
Boot to you? No. Boozville.
That is incorrect.
Correct. Ash, you're in second.
I'm gonna guess Treats and Foon.
That is incorrect.
Dang it.
What else is in?
Give you 2 seconds to buzz if you want. All right, we're going to go there. That would be Field of Screams.
Ah.
You know, the fun one where...
Was that the cornfield?
Yep, it is.
I couldn't remember the name.
It started...
Landing.
All right, moving on. What sequel house was featured at HHN 12?
Erick, you're in.
Was it the Scream's House Revisited?
That is incorrect.
Timmy, you're next.
Oh my God. That's what I thought. Was it Body Collectors Collections of the Past?
That is incorrect.
Anybody else want to take a shot at it? Go ahead and buzz in.
All right, if there's no buzzes, we'll call it there.
No buzzes.
Oh.
Do you want to try to say it? We can't give you a point, but you can try to say it.
I just remember. Was it Scary Tales 2?
It was.
Oh, God damn it. It like came to me. I hate it. It was in the freaking documentary.
That's the tough thing about being put on the spot. I would struggle doing this. I'll tell you that.
Yes.
Again, why I host this and not participate.
I could not do this.
Just to update the board there. Timmy, you still have 1. Everybody else is still at 0.
It's all right. We got plenty of questions to go.
I knew I was going to get chopped from the beginning, like.
I mean, I do have a feeling someone's going to get this next one. So, high hopes for you guys. What show could be found at the South Hollow Amphitheater?
And Simon, you're in. Can you guys hear Simon?
Simon?
Am I still there?
Yep.
Oh, yep.
Yeah, you're in.
Was it the Bill and Ted show?
That's correct. It was Bill and Ted's Excellent Halloween Adventure. During HHN 15, they called the Toon Lagoon Amphitheater the South Hollow Amphitheater to fit the Terra Quintus theme.
Oh, that's what threw me off.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
yeah, some of them are going to be a little tricky.
That's cool. Do y'all remember like when they used to like film iVillage Live in that amphitheater?
I don't
film
know
what?
It was an afternoon talk show that NBC put on, and it was done live from that amphitheater.
I just learned something because no, I did not.
I have no clue.
That's the random IOA fact. Every time we do an IOA episode, I always have that one random IOA fact.
Well, more it's like, remember when they used that amphitheater?
Fair point. Fair point.
All right, Simon and Timmy, you're both at 1. Eric and Ash are at 0.
All right. Our next question. What scare zone located in Toon Lagoon at HHN 13 featured ink blots?
Eric.
Why did I press? I completely forgot the answer.
Oh,
Well, you have
got a few seconds to think about it.
I do.
3 seconds.
Splat? Ink splat? No.
Well, can you pronounce that again? I had missed it.
I just said ink splat, but I don't think it's that.
Yeah, that's
Anybody else? This is Duff's favorite one to say on the podcast. Simon.
Was it hide and shriek?
it was hide and shriek.
That is correct.
I can't remember. I knew it was hide, but I can't remember if it was freak or shriek.
Shriek.
It is a name I will never forget because it's shriek with 3 E's and ends with an exclamation point. So, love it.
Definitely the shriek you don't want.
All right, Nico, score update,
well,
please.
Simon shrieked his way up to 2 points. Timmy's at 1, and Eric and Ash are at 0.
All right, next question. Which IP house based off a game appeared at Islands of Adventure?
Timmy, you're in.
Was it Fear Factor?
Fear Factor is correct.
Yay!
Awesome job.
Oh, yeah, I was waiting on that, Nico. I felt like you forgot about us. It's okay.
Sorry, all right, who got that right again? Sorry.
Timmy.
All right, Timmy. There we go. That's what I thought. All right. All right, Timmy. It seems like fear is not a factor for you because you are at 2. Simon's at 2, and Eric and Ash are at 0.
Wow, I appreciate that, Nico. That was beautiful. All right, moving on. What Islands of Adventure house is the only HHN house to use Soundstage 18?
Eric, you're in. You're in.
Doomsday?
That is incorrect.
Anybody else?
Give you 3 seconds to buzz in if you'd like.
Timmy, you're in.
Hellgate Prison?
That is incorrect. Did we have another buzz, Mike?
Nope, not yet.
That would be going back to HHN 15, Where Evil Hides.
Oh, yep.
Does anyone want to guess what is in Soundstage 18 currently? What do they use it for? Just for fun.
Grinchmas?
Good guess, but no. It is a show, but it is
Poseidon Fury?
No. It is Blue Man Group.
Oh, and 18. Yeah.
Yeah, that's 18.
Well,
Or Nickelodeon
currently,
Studios.
I don't even.
Yeah. Currently, it's an empty theater.
That's true. That is, eventually, it will come.
Even then.
All right, moving right along. What icon appeared at 3 of the Islands of Adventure years in a row?
Ash, you're in.
I've kind of got 2 in my head right now, but I'm gonna guess director.
That is incorrect.
Simon, you're in next. Simon, you're in next.
I'm torn between 2. I'm going to go for the rat lady. She is an icon, but I don't know if you're looking at that kind of icon.
I'll tell you, we're not looking for that icon, so I'll give you 3 seconds.
Okay. It was Jack.
That is incorrect.
That's a good guess. But not incorrect. Eric, you're next.
I mean, if it's a known icon, it's not one of the hidden icons.
It's an HHN icon, like
icon,
full out.
Okay,
full out icon.
Full out. So, wow.
I just got it.
3 seconds.
From Scream House. Oh my God.
2. And time.
All right.
I think I just got it in my head.
Can I
Is it
take
the
a guess?
caretaker?
Hold on.
Duff,
Who
you're
didn't-
the expert. You're the one who decides.
Who didn't go yet?
Eric went. No, Timmy hasn't gone yet. But
Timmy,
Eric,
do you want to take a crack?
Greenhouse won.
Yeah, I was gonna say caretaker.
It is the caretaker.
Yeah.
That was my good one.
Sorry, Eric.
It's okay.
Of course, for Islands of Fear, caretaker was the icon. Scream House revisited at HHN 13 and was also in Horror Night Nightmares at HHN 14.
And Simon, Jack was actually in 2, which was Horror Night Nightmares in 14, and he actually showed up in Rat Run in 15, just yelling at you and in there. So that would be 2.
Oh,
So.
I thought he made an appearance at 10, and I forgot that one's not on Islands.
Correct.
Yep.
Yeah, that's right.
Alrighty, Timmy. Just like the caretaker's big wheel on his bicycle, you are now the big wheel with 3 points. Simon has 2. Eric and Ash are at 0.
What? All right, moving on. I'm sorry. Where in Terra Cruentis would you encounter the Knuckle Grunts?
Go ahead, Eric.
In the Lost Continent area?
Do you want to try to guess a name?
Like the name of the land during Terra?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Give you a couple seconds.
I won't remember. No, I don't remember the land's name.
All right. That is incorrect.
Yes, it is.
Do we have another buzz, Mike?
Do not.
Give you a couple seconds to buzz in if you'd like to take a crack at it.
Timmy.
This is gonna be a wild guess. It's the only thing I can remember. Terror Mines.
That is incorrect.
Correct.
Do we have another buzz, Mike?
We do not yet.
All right, so we're going to call it there. It was in a mine, you could say. It was the cemetery mines, the scare zone in Jurassic Park.
Okay.
All right, so we're going to move on to the next question. What was the only house during HHN 14 that was housed on the IOA side of the event?
Eric.
A collection?
That is incorrect.
Yes, it is.
Do we have another buzz, Mike?
Don't.
Give you guys a couple seconds. Take a wild guess. It won't hurt you.
Timmy.
I'm just gonna go off of that. Was it Body Collectors?
That is incorrect.
All right.
Mike, any buzzes?
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to call it there. We did kind of allude to this one at the very beginning. That's because this is Disorientorium Carnage Warehouse.
I can't remember what year it was from.
All the Iowa years kind of blend. I understand that completely. Well, except 15. Except 15.
So many silly names.
14 stands out because it's the split one. It's a kind of an Iowa year, but most of the stuff was actually on the regular side.
Yep. All right. Moving on to the next question. What was one of the 2 official slogans of HHN 14?
No one has buzzed in yet.
Give you a few seconds to get in if you want to take a crack at it.
Oh, I should know this.
Oh, someone is buzzing. Eric, you're in.
Twice the fear, and what's your breaking point?
That is correct.
Yes.
All right.
Wow.
So the first one you were trying to say is twice the size, twice the fear. But what's your breaking point was the other one.
Okay.
Awesome, Eric. It looks like we finally hit your breaking point because you're now on the board with 1. Simon has 2, Timmy has 3, and Ash is at 0.
And we still have plenty of questions to go. So strap in.
Hey, just a quick pause here. Ash, can you say something? I just want to make sure we haven't.
Yeah, no, I'm still here. I'm just like, how specific stuff is kind of like my total weakness. Like, I don't really know that much.
Okay, cool. I just hadn't heard from you in a while, and your circle still illuminated green. I just want to make sure you're still good.
Yeah, it's not deliberate. It's just I don't know anything about.
No worries.
No worries.
I feel really guilty.
Nico definitely knows that feeling.
I would not know any. To be honest with
I got the caretaker question right.
Oh, look at you. Oh, yeah, because you love Art of the Scare.
Yeah, that's the only reason why. All right. Okay, back to programming, however you want to go.
All right, cool. Moving on to the next question. What popular house from HHN Islands of Fear, or 12, returned revamped the next year?
Eric, you're in.
The Scream House Revisited.
That is correct.
All right, Eric, you just revisited the board again. You have 2. Simon has 2. Timmy has 3. And Ash is still at 0.
And the fun thing about Scream House is we used revamped because while it is technically a sequel, it was kind of getting an American Werewolf in London treatment where it's just kind of plussed.
Mm-hmm. It did.
All right, our next question. Other than Treeks and Foons, what Islands of Adventure Scare Zone used foam in the streets? Give you a few seconds to buzz in.
Timmy.
Was it Booville?
That is incorrect.
No one else is buzzed in. I don't know if Dr. Seuss's widow would approve of that.
Oh my god.
All right. If there's no buzzes, we are going to call it there.
No buzzes.
That would be from HHN 13, Toxic City.
Was it like green foam?
I believe it was, yes.
Oh, man.
And
Nico loved himself some green foam.
They were told they couldn't use Marvel anymore because of what happened the year before.
Yep.
So they like very loosely like put like Osborne Corp like barrels. So it was kind of like supposed to be like the Osborne Corp like somehow like made the city toxic, but they couldn't really reference it.
I appreciate that.
I like that fact. That's a good one.
We're using this IP whether you like it or not, Marvel.
Yes.
All right. Can we get a quick score update there, Nico?
Sure. All righty. We have Eric with 2, Simon with 2, Timmy in the lead with 3, and Ash is at 0.
All right. Our next question. During HHN Tales of Terror, what 2 locations would you find the storyteller?
No one is buzzed in yet. Timmy, you're in.
Oh.
It would be in her house where evil hides, and then would it be
3 seconds.
Would it be the Bill and Ted show?
That is incorrect.
Eric.
So, of course, her house where evil hides, but was she also part of the Arathorn show?
That is incorrect.
Mm.
Do we have another buzz in, Mike? Mike?
Nope, no one has buzzed in. You can go ahead and call it.
All right, we'll call it there. It was, of course, in Where Evil Hides. She was also found outside of the gates at Islands of Adventure.
Oh.
Yeah, she was kind of thrown in both places, where she was kind of just put outside, kind of like telling the story, and then she was put in the last room of where evil hides.
Goddamn marketing.
You could also find her at the Hard Rock Hotel telling stories.
Oh, hey, well.
Like with the caretaker? Like busting in at 2 a.m.
I mean, it was weird. She would be like killing someone in the middle of the lobby.
I love that.
Story.
I think we have another episode to work on, guys. Jesus.
the Hard Rock 2-part episode, Hard Rock Hotel 2-part.
Yep.
Fucking Hard Rock. I love you. All right, moving on. What 2 popular HHN house franchises had their original versions housed in an Islands of Adventure indoor interactive play area?
Erick.
Body Collectors was one, and the other was Terra Mines?
That is incorrect.
Oh.
I'm in.
I'm just going to go with Body Collectors and All Night Dying.
That is incorrect.
Yeah, I think so.
Timmy, you want to take a shot?
Yeah, is it Body Collectors and Psychoscarapy?
That is correct.
Hey.
Where was Psychoscarapy?
That was a lucky guess.
Hey, we leave that open for that reason.
Yes, Body Collectors and Psychoscarapy were both in the Jurassic Park Discovery Center downstairs.
Oh, I forgot.
Timmy, you have collected another point. You are at 4. Simon and Eric are at 2, and Ash is at 0.
So that means moving forward, a correct Timmy answer will end this game.
Oh, God. That's so much pressure.
Oh, make it exciting. All right. All right. Next question. Which scare zone in Islands of Adventure featured an epic battle between the Ice Queen and the Fire King?
Can you repeat the question one more time?
Sure. Which scare zone in Islands of Adventure featured an epic battle between the Fire King? We'll give a few seconds to buzz in if you want to take a shot.
Erick.
Was it Fire Pits?
That is incorrect.
Good guess, though.
Did we have another buzz, Mike?
We do not.
All right, so we're going to call it there. That would be HHN 13's Immortal Island.
Ah.
All right, moving right along. What Islands of Adventure house was set in an aging cruise liner lost at sea?
Erick.
Frightanic.
That is incorrect.
I'm in.
Is it HMS Titanic?
That is incorrect.
Oh,
Correct.
that's why I didn't.
Few seconds if you want to try to buzz in.
I'm going to read the question one more time, too.
Sure. What Islands of Adventure your house was set in an aging cruise liner lost at sea?
Can't do it again, right?
No.
No, yeah, sorry. Make sure it's an Islands of Adventure.
All right. If there's no buzzes, we'll call it there, Mike.
Ships of Scream.
That would be correct, Eric. It is Ship of Scream. Ship of Screams.
Yeah, I remember that house in Popeyes.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
All right, hold on. Sorry, Lily Bell, real quick.
Yeah, I figured something was happening with you.
Give me one moment.
I always get confused with those two, Titanic and Shift Screen.
Yeah, they're very similar. And
yeah.
Really just down to which park they were located in that changes a lot.
I'm surprised they just didn't do a sequel to Titanic. It would have been the third
Instead
one. They
of
brought it
Shift
to
Screen.
Yeah.
I wonder how many drunk people fell in Ships of Screen. Just going up the stairs, and it was like the water level was going up as you were walking up. I'm like,
I'm sure it was plenty.
Yeah.
I mean, I watched drunk people eat it on like even floor, so.
Yep.
Nico.
I can say more vodka to ease the pain of my current total trouncing.
All right, I'm back. Sorry about that.
I do the same. Don't worry.
I'm gently suffering right now.
So did Eric get that last question right, or
No.
Oh, okay, it was a guess
wrong.
after. Oh, okay, I didn't know if I was joking or not.
And then real quick before we hop back into it, just an update for you guys. We technically have 2 questions left, but we also have extras waiting. So we're still going to wait till someone hits 5 for now. And keep pushing past the 20 mark.
Get past that. Then we might get to a
point where we have to call it if no one can catch Timmy.
And if Timmy is still in the lead, then he will win by default.
Understandable.
All right.
All right, Nico, you ready to?
Yep, I'm back in. We're all good to go. Sorry about that.
No problem. All right, so moving on to our next question. In what Islands of Adventure scare zone would you encounter serial killer Cletus Cassidy? Three seconds to buzz in.
No one has buzzed in.
Take a shot. Just name a scare zone. 2.
I can't think of any.
1. All right, we'll call it there. That would be Island Under Siege from HHN 12.
Really?
Yeah, Cletus Cassidy is better known as Carnage.
Oh my God! Someone take my Marvel card. Someone take my Spider-Man card. I am done. I don't deserve this.
Yes.
Luckily, not all the questions are Marvel based, so it's all right. All right, next question. What was the name of the DJ dance party held in Lost Continent during HHN Islands of Fear?
Eric, I'm sorry, you ran
did
a
it
little
too early.
You did it too early. Anybody else? Timmy.
Was it like Club Blood?
That is incorrect.
Correct.
I'm going to give a few seconds to
Simon.
buzz. Oh,
Was it Studio 666?
that is correct.
Eric definitely knew it. Dude.
Yeah.
He's like, I know it is.
Just start saying club. I'm like, finally, I've been waiting for that question.
Sorry.
All right, Simon, the number of the beast was your number. So you are at 3. Eric is at 2. Timmy still has the lead with 4. And Ash is sitting with a goose egg. 0.
Plumber.
Right. Next question. What Islands of Adventure era house is known for being one of the only houses having soap, as well as being one of the first to crank up the AC to make a cold house?
Eric.
Echo Scarabee?
That is incorrect.
Timmy.
Was it Disorientorium again?
That is incorrect. A few seconds to buzz in if you want to take a shot.
Simon.
The only house I can think of is the Scream House.
That is incorrect. Ash, do you just want to take a shot at it?
I really don't know anything about Islands of Adventure. I'm not going to lie. Like, I'm not great with like specific houses and scare zones at all whatsoever.
No problem. No problem at all.
Like,
Okay.
my huge thing is like law stuff. I feel really guilty.
Oh, I'm sorry. We set you up on the wrong episode then, for sure.
Yeah.
It was all random, but we should have laid some hints.
But we did put a little hint in the house that is a cold house because it's Cold Blind Terror from HHN 15.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, I was close. That's like the spiritual sequel.
Exactly.
All right. So this is going to be the question where it triggers our fun little thing. Since Timmy has the lead, if no one can tie Timmy up on this question, Timmy will win. Actually, do we have Simon at 3?
Simon's at 3, Erick's at 2, Timmy's at 4.
So that means this question will just be for Simon and Timmy.
Mm-hmm.
No pressure.
Oh, God.
Here we go. The guest wearable light helmets debuted at HHN Tales of Terror and Terror Minds, but what other HHN house were they used in?
Oh, God.
You guys have about 5 seconds. 2.
No.
Nope. All right. So I guess we will have to call it there. And that would be People Under the Stairs under construction at HHN 16.
I should have known that.
And if I remember correctly, that's your first ever HHN house ever, right?
That's my first ever experience with HHN, unfortunately. And I can tell you, if you heard about the stories of Terror Minds helmets not working, they were not any better and arguably worse for People Under the Stairs under construction. So why I still love HHN after that being my first experience, I don't know, but here I am. But seeing as no points were added there, that means Timmy will be advancing to the finals. Congratulations, Timmy.
Oh, congrats. Wow. Thank you. I thought I was going to be the worst. Wow.
That was a really hard round.
Yeah, that's one of the round. I think that's the round I would have struggled with the most personally. Yeah. And I know, Timmy, you were saying how nervous you were about that multiple times on the show, but you're walking out victorious.
Wow, apparently.
So we will be seeing you back very soon for our final, which will be a Jeopardy-style game where you'll be competing against the 3 other winners of our first round. Of course, I have to thank the 3 of you that joined Timmy. It was a really fun match. Again, we came down to literally the last question, and that's our favorite to get into. So, Erick, Simon, Ash, thank you so much.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, thanks for coming on, guys. He will be joined by, what are the 3 others? It is...
So we have Alex, HHN Wiki, Tristan, and Bruce. So Bruce was the only finalist from last year to make it back to the finals this year.
Yay, go Bruce.
Hey, Timmy is in your round right here.
Yeah, but I know Bruce.
That's fair.
Yeah, a little inside baseball. Erick and Bruce are good friends.
Yep.
Well,
Erick is actually how we got Bruce in this competition last year. So look at that.
I know. And I took Bruce to his first HHN.
Did you?
Yep.
Well, you caused all this. Look what you've done.
I did.
All right. Well, thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. All right, so let's hop into our main segment. Like I said earlier, we are going to take basically, we decided we wanted to do kind of like a reoccurring a segment on the show where we take kind of a beginner's perspective of like an element of planning for HHN. And like I said earlier, today we're going to be looking at Stay and Scream. Before we get to that, though, I actually am pretty proud of myself. I came up with a name for this recurring segment. Okay. Yeah. And I haven't told you guys yet because I wanted to get your reactions on air.
All right. Well,
yeah, shoot.
All right. So I think we should call it. What do you think, Duff?
No. I've let you use a lot of things on this show, and no, not this one.
You don't like it? You don't like?
Not at all. That's horrible. We can't put that on the show.
We might even cut this out.
You have let Nico have a pitch what is like Sid and Nancy hosting some sort of variety show.
Oh, here it comes.
But you won't let me have this?
Yes, I will not let you have that. Correct.
What you just gonna bleep it out or something?
That's exactly. They've already listened. It's bleeped.
What? They're gonna think I said something racist or something.
I mean, it wasn't that bad, but so yeah. For now on, this segment's called bleep. I guess. Cool.
You're just gonna let me say it, but every time you're gonna bleep it.
Yes, absolutely.
All right. Well, let's hop right into.
There we go.
All right. So, stain screams.
Yeah.
Where should we start?
Basically, what are they? So we're looking at this as if you're a beginner and you don't know much about what's going on. So, basically, a stain scream is where you can go into the park during its normal operation hours. They will have certain locations set up around the park. These can vary from year to year. Ones you'll always see are Duff Gardens, Finnegan's, stuff like that. And basically, if you are in by, it's typically 6 o'clock, I believe. Now I'm trying to remember off the top of my head.
It's usually 5. If you were like the gates close at like 5. If you
I'm sorry, 5. Yeah. So the gates close at 5. Make sure you get in there. And you're in there just waiting for HHN to start. And this actually gives you an opportunity to just kind of chill, have a drink, grab some food, depends where you are, but also it's going to have you already in the park ready to go. And they will open it typically 30, 15 minutes early. It really depends where you are and what day it is. And, they're getting the houses ready and stuff. But you will get in a bit early, most likely.
Right. And you need a way to get in. So like you need to have like either an annual pass or like a daily ticket, or they do sell, I believe most years they sell like a Stain Scream ticket where it allows you to enter the park at like 3 p.m. Right. Or something like that.
This was the thing at HHN 29. I think it was 2 or 3 p.m.
Yeah, they let you get in like 2 or 3 p.m. just long enough that you can maybe do a ride or two and then go to Stain Scream. So you kind of, it's either those are kind of the 3 ways to do it. Either you have the annual pass, you've decided to go to the park, like if you're here on vacation, go to the park during the day and then stay, which I don't recommend because it's going to be a very long day, or you get like but if you have like a 7-day ticket, I guess you could use a usage and it doesn't really matter. Or you get this Stain Scream ticket. Those are kind of the ways that you can get in the park before the gates close, which I definitely recommend because the lines to get into the park are super, super insane. So yeah, I think that's the second biggest part for me. Obviously being inside the park and ready to go. The second you can get in is great. But avoiding being shoulder to shoulder with thousands and thousands of people outside the gates is also something nice to avoid. So that's a huge selling point for me on getting a day ticket or, whatever the upcharge may be for you to make sure you are in that park before 5 o'clock. Yeah, it's definitely not as bad as it used to be. It used to be really, really bad before they started.
When they had security there?
Yeah, when they had security there. Yeah. And now they have the security at the bus hub.
It helps a lot.
It kind of helps a lot, but you still are getting a bottleneck there at the bus hub when people start showing up. So it can get really bad. So I recommend getting there at least by like what I would say like 4 o'clock to try to get into the gates by 5.
Yep, I'd say that's perfect.
Okay, so let's talk about. So that's kind of what Stain Scream is. Let's talk about the actual Stain Scream areas because there's kind of pros and cons to each one, right? Yeah,
definitely. So I guess we should start with what is considered the biggest one and the most popular one, and that's going to be Finnegan's, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Now, the reason this one is usually the most popular is its location. It's always going to be near the big IP houses for the most part. So, last year, it's right next to Ghostbusters. It's right next to us. The year before, right next to Stranger Things. And, it's always near the sound stages where the big IPs are.
Did Finnegan's dump? Did Finnegan's do Ghostbusters last year? I thought
no. I'm just saying the area you're in.
But the reason why they're popular is because you when you are in the Stay and Scream areas, there are anywhere from 1 to 2 houses that you can basically get in pre-queued into those lines before everyone else who's waiting outside.
Yeah,
and Finnegan's has like basically the 2 main sound stages. So you got like what were the sound? You know the names like soundstage. I'm rusty about this. This was like
in general. I mean, it's by 22, 23.
Yeah, soundstage 22 and 23. I think so.
It's near the main like plaza,
right?
Sound stages.
What is the other main reason why Finnegan's is popular is that you have that full bar there at Finnegan's. So it's basically a place that you can wait and you can get like mixed cocktails.
Get a little toasty while you're waiting, you know?
Any
move up for the houses. Also, last year, it kind of spread out more. Like it used to just be like Finnegan's and the small area surrounding it. It basically stretched out. What's that area? Basically almost to where Sting Alley is. Like it stretched. Actually, it did because the entrance was by the Starbucks. So you basically had everything from Starbucks all the way to the edge of Finnegan's last year. So there was a lot more space than they had in previous years.
Yeah, for sure. What are some cons do you think of Finnegan's? Like what are some reasons why? Yes.
It's packed. Even with all that space, it could still get really packed in there. Another thing is with all that space, obviously, they had to create lines, for you to get into your specific house. So you actually have to decide which house you want to go to beforehand. If it's like it was at HHN 29. And
so they start queuing.
You got to get in there.
In the same stream area? Like, so you have to literally
just outside of Finnegan's.
Yep.
You'd have to queue up whichever house you want to go to. So it kind of takes away the fun of being at Finnegan's because you're just stuck outside in a queue.
Gotcha. So
if you don't get in early,
you have to, yeah,
exactly. If you don't get in early, then you kind of lose a lot of the benefit of going to that specific stay and scream.
Yeah, that was the only stay and scream that I ever did was the Finnegan's one, and we immediately queued up for Ghostbusters, and it was quite hectic. I think that is definitely something they can definitely improve on. In that case, it's just that it's just so many people coming in there at once.
They'd honestly have to put a limit to fix that, and I don't think they're. Especially now that they like expanded how much space you have, they're definitely not planning on limiting outside of current restrictions, of course.
Do you remember specifically how many houses you could pick from in Finnegan's last year? Was
2, right?
It was Stranger Things and Us.
No, it was
Ghostbusters.
It was Ghostbusters, which is the one I waited in.
Stranger Things. Or it was Us? Okay.
Yeah, it was Ghostbusters and Us. And then maybe Yeti?
Yeti opened at Park Open. It wasn't one of the early queues.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. So, all right. So, yeah.
They only
it was definitely queues. Ghostbusters.
Okay. All right. Anything else to talk about Finnegan's before we move on to the others?
Overrated location.
Okay. Yeah, everyone has their
not a lot of
favorite.
Yeah, not a lot of shade, not a lot of seats because they wrap you around the little park square area. So
you're going to be hot.
Yeah, I that wasn't the best way to start off the night. I'll admit there. So, but we thought going there was the best.
For
what you wanted, it was a good decision for you guys.
Yeah.
The good thing about Finnegan's is you get a big, popular house out of the bat right away. So if you really if you don't have limited time and you need to get one of your big boys done quick, Finnegan's is basically the way to go. You can get one of the really big popular ones done out of the way because you have basically started queuing in line 5 o'clock. You're still waiting in line, but you're just waiting earlier. Your wait starts a lot earlier in the day than say if you just got into line at 8 o'clock, right? I guess that's the way I see it.
Yeah, I think
you're still standing in line, but you're just ending the line a lot earlier.
Yeah, correct. And again, it's going to open a bit earlier for you most nights, so there's definitely advantages. But again, this one's not for me as someone who comes to the event most nights it takes place. So, and I think we're kind of gonna get into why when we talk about my favorite Stay and Scream location.
All right, should we hop right into that one next?
Yeah, I think we should. So I have no bias, I promise. I just really like the location. It's Duff Gardens, or now Springfield. It kind of expands. But yeah, no, I love it because one, big issue we talked about, there's shade. You actually sit at that bar. It has cover. Even you can get shade around the bar, even if you're not actually sitting at the bar. There are buildings where you can get shade. And actually, once the park is closed and they have day guests cleared out, they let you go over to Moe's, and it's a fast food boulevard. Right. So you can actually be inside in AC, or be outside in shade at least, you know? Right. So I think that's a big part of it. Of course, I love just sitting out at the bar, having a Dufftoberfest before HHN starts. It's tradition. I got to do it. And then also, best part for me, you could knock out 4 or 5 houses within an hour of them letting you free if you go to Duff Gardens.
Because, this one dumps into quite a few, right? You get to basically all of the tents and the parades.
Yes. So they'll typically give you 2 that'll open up the 30-ish minutes early for you. So you pick one, knock that out. So like, let's say you want to go to Sprung Tent 1. That's the one that's early. Knock it out. By the time you get out, Sprung Tent 2 is open. Knock it out. MIB Tent. Then go hit the parade warehouses. And because you're in the back of the park and this is a smaller Stay and Scream location, the queues are pretty short, especially early on. So again, an hour in and you could be done with 5 houses. I used to do it all the time.
So do the ones that open up like 30 minutes early, do they change year to year, but not necessarily day to day? So like you're always going to know. Yeah.
So I feel like there have been a couple times where it's changed for various reasons, but typically it's very safe to bet that the one that's been opening will be the one opening. Like last year, it was Depths of Fear and
House of a Thousand Corpses.
House of a Thousand Corpses, yeah.
So those 2 would be, you could basically go queue. They open up the queues and you basically queue into those early.
Well, I mean, once they set you free at Duff Gardens, you
just walk right into the house.
Yeah, they don't open Duff Garden. Occasionally they'll hold you for a minute. It doesn't seem too common, but once they open Duff Gardens, they're ready for you.
And you just basically walk. You're walking right through.
Yep.
Awesome. Any cons do you see to Duff Gardens?
I think honestly, for this, basically the opposite reason of why you'd go to Finnegan's, and that's because while you may knock out 5 houses to start, by the time you get to the big boy houses, they're at 90 minutes, 2 hours, whatever it may be. Right. So if you're not maybe planning to stay till the end of the night, or if it's a really busy night, like you might just be stuck with those long waits over there.
Gotcha. Yeah, that makes sense.
But again, for me, as someone who goes so much, if the big houses are that long of a wait, I don't have to do them. I'll come back another time. Not a big deal. So I'd rather sacrifice the big houses to knock out 5 houses right as the night starts, and then spend the rest of the night just going around scare zones, having some drinks, whatever.
Yeah. It's been a while since I've stayed and screamed, but I recall Duff Gardens, even back when I was doing it, was my favorite for sure.
I think the last night we went together at 29 was a Stay and Scream night, right?
No,
I get off just in time.
I never had an only time pass or anything. No,
I thought you got in one night for Stay and Scream.
No, I didn't.
Not with a comp ticket or anything?
I think I met you right after you Stay and Screamed. Like I got in very quickly.
Maybe.
But no, I didn't have I have an annual pass now, so I'll be doing a lot of Stay and Screaming this year. But no, at the time, I didn't have a way in.
Well, we'll be seeing a lot of Duff Gardens. Don't worry.
Yeah, it's awesome. And then there is one more to talk about.
Is this your favorite? Is it Diagon Alley?
Oh, Diagon Alley. Yeah, so there's so there's 2 more.
There was Diagon Alley. It doesn't actually, not anymore.
So there's the Today Cafe, right?
Correct. Yes.
Yes.
So that one, it kind of lost its big draw. I think a lot of people used to like that one because it would be a perfect location to watch the opening ceremonies. Right. Now the opening ceremonies have been watered down to a few scare actors from the scare zones walking out.
Yeah, there's not
turning
much.
around and walking back to their scare zone. So I think it lost
the Dark Horizons.
And then basically the only house that you have a huge advantage to is going to be whatever's in Shrek.
Right.
And
so,
I mean,
so it's kind of the redheaded stepchild of the Stay and Scream areas.
I mean, it has its fans. There are people who swear that it's the best one. I don't know why. I mean, Today Cafe has good food, I guess, but
probably big Al Roker stands.
Would that be the pro to it? Is that you get Shrek? So if you really like whatever's in Shrek,
yeah. So if you were like a huge clown fans for 29, that's your location. There you go.
Yeah, I mean, that was a really popular house in 29.
And I guess I'd have to say it has the best food options, and I think. Yeah, you could probably get coffee at Finnegan's. I don't think you can get coffee at Duff Gardens. So Today Cafe, if you're like someone who wants to caffeine up beforehand, you could grab some coffee at Today Cafe.
And it's Italy's best coffee there too.
Any alcohol options in this one? I don't think so. Right?
No, they have alcohol in there.
Oh, they do? Okay.
They do. So I think it's just like bottles and cans.
Gotcha.
Maybe a mixer. I'm not sure off the top of my head.
All right. Anything else we want to talk about with the Stay and Screams? Any pro tips?
No, just get there early. Try to enjoy it. Don't stress too much. I know people get impatient waiting a lot, especially if you're out in the sun.
Yeah, it's going to be really hot. I was going to say that. It's really hot. Out there. Drink water. Yeah. Drink water.
I know a lot of people like to do the rush and get there just before close, but that means you're sitting there for over an hour. So get there a little bit earlier. Get yourself a spot in the shade or inside, and you'll be much happier. And grab a drink and enjoy.
So with all of your experience, to somebody who's first, they only have one night to do HHN, to get the best bang for their buck, where should they go?
If you want to hit all 10 houses, start at Duff Gardens.
Okay.
If you want to make sure, guaranteed 100%, you hit the big boys, and assuming they're in the typical sound stages, go to Finnegan's.
Awesome.
So if you do Fins, maybe you only do 8 houses at the end of the night because you waited hours for the big ones at the beginning. But depending who you are, that might be better than missing the one big one because you started the night at Duff. Pros and cons of each. It really just depends what you are looking for. If you're looking for all 10, Duff is the best bet, I think.
Okay. I am excited to try Duff Gardens as a Stay and Scream.
I can't wait. Opening night is going to be fantastic. We're going to have a blast.
It's going to be such a party.
Oh, I'm so excited.
It's going to be such a large group of everybody. Because it's going to be like a diet HHN, but just better.
I can't. I don't know if. So I guess Mike and I have never actually experienced a Horror Nights Stay and Scream together.
No,
so that's crazy.
Did we do that in 2014 together?
I don't think we went together in 2014 at all, Mike.
Did really?
I don't think we did, unless I'm remembering incorrectly.
No, I think we did once.
Did we? Maybe. I think I went for 24. I think I went 3 times, maybe.
Yeah, I worked there, so I would often just get off.
Maybe we
did. And then go meet people there. But I'm pretty sure I met you there, but I'm not sure.
Maybe, but I am pretty sure it wasn't a Stay and Scream at the very least. If we did,
no.
So yeah, that'll be exciting. I'm excited to do it with Nico. Obviously, we haven't done it together. And then we get to see a lot of people that we were planning to hang out with at Horror Nights last year.
Come find us.
Finally, hope we have a chance this year.
Absolutely.
Nico will be wearing an HHN 365 polo or something. I guarantee it.
HHN 365 Hawaiian shirt.
We're gonna.
Oh yeah. we need to talk to Shelby and see if we can get another Hawaiian shirt designed from her.
We're not putting our faces on merch.
No,
that's the one.
I might make an exception if it's our face on Hawaiian shirts.
If it's our decapitated head, I might make an exception.
I'm kidding. I'm not, no face on shirts. I'm not doing that.
All right. Well, that wraps up our beginner's guide segment. I'm just gonna keep saying it, so you have to.
More bleeping. Real quick to kind of, now it's already wrapped up, but one drink that you could start the night off with at Stay and Scream, like right before you go out. What are you choosing?
I'm a beer guy. So basically, whatever like wheat beer they have on tap. I like a good wheat beer.
Nico, what do you think could set you off right to start?
I would have to say that a lager or something like a beer still, either a fruity beer or a lager, something nice and light and crisp before I go, because I'm about to do a lot of heavy walking and I don't want something like heavy or bitter there. I want just something nice and refreshing. Maybe even
we like our fruity beers here at HHN.
Yes, we do.
We're a big sour beer fan.
Sour. Now, if there was a sour there, that would be good.
Hey, you never know. Maybe. Well, I'm a Dufftoberfest guy to start HHN off, so got to go with tradition.
Good beer. Yeah, that's a good beer.
Do you think they're going to have some hazy IPAs on tap here soon?
They have before. They've had. I'm pretty sure. I want to say.
It's like Sam.
I want to say Voodoo Ranger.
Okay, Voodoo Ranger.
I don't remember if it was exactly, but I know at Universal they have had hazies on tap. So
Yeah. We're about to dive into beer for a little bit. We have to get Fear and Beer on, and we can really talk more beer. But you got the three big ones now. You got the Sam Adams Hazy, you got the Hazy Little Thing, and you got the Voodoo Ranger Juicy Haze. So you can get at least one of those on tap, right?
I vote for Hazy Little Thing. That's the best mass-produced haze.
I like Juicy Haze. And Juicy Haze is my favorite.
Juicy Haze is good.
I don't know if I've ever had Sam Adams Hazy.
I have not, actually.
No.
Cold Snap. Cold Snap would be a nice start to the night.
The problem is Cold Snap doesn't really come out until you start seeing that around January.
Yeah, I know. It's not happening.
Yeah, if you could get that out early, I would be.
It's just like a leftover keg from early in the year. Yeah. You never know. I don't know.
Cold Snap is my favorite wheat beer. I love Cold Snap. Anyway,
we're the best mass produced. Anyway, go ahead. Close us out.
All right. Well, that does it for the show. We're going to be back next week with our final round of trivia, the Jeopardy style trivia. Yeah, I'm super excited. Yay. As always, you can find us on Twitter and Instagram at HHN365, and you can leave us a voicemail at 407-906-3405. Let us know what Stay and Scream area is your favorite.
Duff Gardens.
All right. Well, thanks so much for listening, and we'll see you in the streets.